Hi, I'm Andy Cheng.
And I'm Cara Connors.
As long as there's been art, there's been queers. And on Drawn This Way, we're talking queers in animation.
Today we're gonna take a look at a brief history of some of your favorite queer characters and the long road that got them there.
We're here because we're queer. We're here because we're queer.
Queers have been drawn everywhere, from ancient cave walls
To dishware?
What interesting china. Why, it looks like young men playing leapfrog. Is it Greek?
Oh! I have no idea. I've never seen these bowls before.
From walls to halls of palaces.
We're looking at you, the Vatican. Have you been to gay Disneyland before?
Yes, it is totally a straight place. I mean, it's just a bunch of men living together voluntarily celibate and no women.
And a lot of the statues, the penises have been cut off it. Where do they keep them?
Inside of the Pope's special box.
Oh, there we go. Lots of obelisks there. All right, moving on.
To our comic strips, to the silver and IMAX screen, and to our digital devices.
From 9000 BCE to today, queers are everywhere.
Exclusive. Neither can I.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
How did we go from this to this to this?
Find out with us on Drawn This Way. Don't touch me.
Hello?
Hi, it's Andy. How are you?
Good, good.
What you up to?
Just hanging out, watching some cartoons.
I see. That reminds me, I had a question for you. What's your favorite queer character on television?
Oh my god. You know what? I think I'm gonna go.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay,
So
sure.
my favorite character's name is Catwoman. Have you heard of her?
Yes, thank you.
I think it's because I always wanted to be Catwoman, you know? And then when she finally came out, it totally, absolutely validated all my personal feelings about her. Because she likes both men and women. I focus on the men part, but, you know.
That feels relatable enough. I was gonna actually kind of go with someone like out of left field a little bit. I was actually gonna suggest possibly Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold, because she's just like a real original stone cold butch, you know, and I really just appreciate that.
See that? You know those BuzzFeed quizzes?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I was taking one the other day, and it was what queer animated character you are.
Yeah.
Guess who I got?
Aladdin.
No, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I got one of the eels from The Little Mermaid. You know, one of Ursula's little fruit flies?
Yeah, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Sorry.
Why?
You're just friendly, no reason.
Yes.
I took the quiz, but I think it must have been a different quiz. I mean, I'm obviously a lot younger than you are, so probably it'd be a more modern character. Probably would, are you there?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, sorry.
When I took the quiz, which queer Disney character were you? I actually got Spinelli from Recess.
Recess? I'm not too old to not know that show at all.
Tell us your favorite character from Recess.
Well, I don't like to focus on
That's
characters,
fair.
more
No,
plot
yeah,
points, like
wanna
the time
focus
they
on
went
the
out for
character.
recess.
You totally know the show. Yeah,
Yes,
that makes a lot of sense.
absolutely.
I was also gonna say Ron from Harry Potter. I hope.
Ron Weasley?
Yeah.
I think-
No, the other Ron from Harry Potter.
Well, I don't know the kid. That's the ginger one, right?
Yes. Or Hermione. I mean, Hermione is clearly, she had a little bit of a thing going.
Oh,
but-
no, she definitely is.
Yeah, but she made the right choice marrying Ron. Spoiler alert, if you haven't read Harry Potter, they've been out for 20 years. Who else? Who else are your favorites then? Who really inspired you fashion-wise?
Definitely the Riddler in Batman the Animated Series.
A lot of bold prints.
Yes, he had sharp greens with a big printed bold question mark.
Yeah, I
And he
can
also
see-
had a cane and just a little mask.
A little decorative mask.
Yeah, no, he really wasn't hiding his identity. He was a narcissist.
It was pretty clear to everyone at the party. So I think I actually have to go though, because my mom needs to use the computer.
Oh, okay.
Bye. Throughout history, there have been some, let's say, gay imagery, but it's been a little bit more subtle than other times.
Here we go. The first pitch of the season. Oh, how I love baseball.
Wait till college.
I was on the water polo team.
Is that what you studied? That was your major?
No, I just didn't know I was gay and I was on the water polo team.
How long did that take? First practice?
All right, I don't want to talk about it. Others, well...
Perhaps, friend of friends, but we're going to get some answers. Put it in.
So how do you LGBTQI animate a character?
Are we drawn this way?
I've been through a lot in the past 27.5 seconds, and if I've learned anything during that time, it's that you are who you are.
This way.
Deal. Or whatever this is.
A flood tide of filth is engulfing our country in the form of newsstand obscenity and is threatening to pervert an entire generation of our American children.
Seriously. Okay, that's where we're at.
We know that once a person is perverted, it is practically impossible for that person to adjust to normal attitudes in regard to sex.
Queer characters in animation, movies, TV, and film may seem like a new thing, but actually these characters that aren't exactly heteronormative have kind of been around forever.
These characters aren't out and proud, but they don't conform to traditional gender norms. This can be used to signify accepting people that are different.
Right, but others have used this concept for comedy, I guess?
Hey, what a big idea. Why don't you work for you? Huh?
Oh, how simply dreadful. You poor little man. Did I hurt you with my naughty gun?
Oh, shucks. Well,
Like promoting negative stereotypes to demonstrate a poor moral character. Would you like to come to my island, little boy? You can be young forever, and we're totally gonna promote Native American stereotypes all day long.
I wish he would stop that.
What are you, a size queen?
I see you're a fan of pink.
Salmon. Salmon, that's obviously salmon. What are you doing here?
This can be attributed to the fear of allowing queers around children, as well as the legal status of being queer at the time.
Then during lunch, Ralph showed him some pornographic pictures. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be interested, but, well, he was curious. What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
That's right, and according to the 1930s Hays Codes, or the Motion Picture Production Code, this happy little document includes a lot of gems, really, and can affectionately be known as the commandments condemning amoral depictions, of course including things like homosexuality, sorry Andy, and also had a lot of other fun little no-no tidbits in there, such as...
Reading sucks ass.
The illegal trafficking of drugs.
Didn't help Dumbo.
Right, and also, oh, here's a fun one. White slavery.
What about black slavery?
There's nothing in there. There's just so much to unpack here, isn't there?
Okay, that's a different show.
Also, There's no interracial sexuality. That's not allowed as well.
We're still friends, aren't we?
Todd, those days are over. I'm a hunting dog now.
Or scenes of childbirth, because women, apparently, are disgusting.
Yeah, that is definitely what most people still think.
Oh, look at there, Miranda. Oh, ain't that wonderful? Nope.
And also, you don't want to forget, there's no ridiculing the clergy.
Praise the Lord and pass the tax rebate.
I think we did that beginning with the Vatican joke.
I think Andy did that.
Okay, well, whatever.
I'm still...
They're not watching the gay channel.
Well... What was the name of that article that Harper's Bazaar did?
Oh, Disney's long, complicated history with representing queerness.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that explored the animation's giant's over 90-year history of representing queerness.
Yeah, and it kind of started with the Oscar-winning short film Ferdinand the Bull.
But Ferdinand just sat and smelled. The matador, he was furious. He broke his sword in little pieces. He stomped his feet. He pulled his hair.
But still Ferdinand sat just quietly and smelled.
And then it sort of moved into The Reluctant Dragon.
Run, love, or two. Help! Oh! Don't mind if I do. Oh, you bunker! Help!
And both of those weren't really examples of something that really dealt with sexuality directly, but they did at least begin to discuss the ideas of, you know, people who weren't exactly following societal norms around gender and masculinity. So that's kind of a start.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of their other representations have not been so positive.
Say now, what have we here? Oh, it's a man cub. A delicious man cub.
Peter Pan will be blasted out of Neverland forever.
No. This is just for you and your daddy. You know, a sort of father-son thing.
These voices of the Disney villains, which sort of have gay or proto-gay qualities to them. If you think of very, very young children, you know, they could be growing up with the idea that real evil or villainy can be connoted by a gay man's voice.
Okay, let's take Ka from the Jungle Book.
Okay.
Here is sexual predator with a feminine voice, Exhibit A.
Please go to sleep. Please go to sleep.
He's this big, long, phallic snake that slithers around after this little boy, trying to hypnotize him with these rainbow eyes. Oh, and just to make it a little bit more creepy, he has Winnie the Pooh's voice.
Bagheera.
Oh, now, look, there's no use arguing anymore. Now, no more talk till the morning.
He won't be here in the morning.
Winnie the Pooh, you have betrayed us, Disney. Betrayed us.
I don't like that. And he's got like the tongue and just the tongue and the wrapping around and suffocating kind of threat of that.
See, this is probably the nightmare gay agenda
Yeah.
to people who don't like gay people.
That's fair. That's fair. And then you have somebody like Jafar.
My life is but to serve you, my lord.
He's kind of always in a cave, it feels like. He's never just out, and he's always just sort of, again, slinking around. There was a whole, you know, it was really like drama with the dad that then he's passing on to the son. It just feels like this whole cycle that they got caught up in.
Oh, and guess what his weapon in that movie is?
What?
A little perfume bottle.
Oh.
Bitch holds some cologne out, and he's like, oh, girl, I gotta get it here. Bam! He's gone.
And
He's
the long
gone.
claws, yeah.
Yeah, get a manicure.
A special offer for today, I'll tell you what I'll do.
All right, So we got Captain Hook, who has decided that he's going to use his, maritime career to have a ship of some slobs and try to attack little boys. And he tries to lure little boys all to become evil for him. But here's the weird thing. The little boys in Never Never Land never grow up.
Right.
So what are all these adults doing here?
It's not a good look. Okay, so just let me get this straight, or whatever. Okay, we have Captain Hook, who's after little boys. We have Khan, who is also after little boys. We have Jafar, who's definitely after a little boy. And then we have... It's very simple.
And all the evil baddies has sibilant S's.
Yes.
Did you notice that? They all
Yeah.
sound the same like that.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, all the women sound like birds because they're just either singing or chirping. It's
Like, I thought you were dead, so I kissed you, and now we can get married. How do you feel about that, darling?
I've been asleep for years from the roses.
Oh no, there's heteronormativity. I don't like that. I think I'm gonna be a villain and destroy the world.
But we need to give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely.
Right? And Disney, you know, they've done some kind of undercover queer representation.
Yes.
Like, do you know, for example, how I know that Minnie Mouse is a lesbian?
How?
Very short fingernails.
Huh.
First clue.
Now, it's not the worst villain that we've ever talked about, but to me, the best villain, hands down, Ursula the Sea Witch.
It's a talent that I always have possessed. And here lately, please don't laugh. I use it on behalf of the miserable, lonely, and depressed.
Serving octopus realness.
Yeah.
Ursula is either a drag queen or the funnest lesbian aunt you've ever had in your entire life.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't decide between coffee or a cocktail. Guess what won?
And she might be a lesbian because she has all those arms, so she can multitask. She's very productive.
And we know how productive lesbians are.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
You guys built and saved the gay community. What would we do without lesbians? There also became a concern of the content in comic books and the effects that they were going to have on children. Like today, comics don't only deal with superheroes, but they were pretty violent and filled with crime and all that stuff. This led to congressional hearings in the 1950s with expert testimony by one Dr. Frederick Wortham.
Senators, I'm here today to make an appeal. An appeal that stretches far beyond this day and encompasses a much larger and diverse audience than is in this courtroom. I am here for the future, for the yet-to-be-named faces that will come to comic books and have experiences as rich and emotional as any experience one can have with art.
So this little Debbie Don't Be Gay also wrote a book called Seduction of the Innocent, which basically just said, boys are gonna become violent murderers, Wonder Woman is a huge lesbian because she beats up men, and Batman and Robin are totes gay.
Holy, here's hoping, Batman! Do you think Wortham would like the George Clooney Batman? You know, with the nips?
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Seduction of the Innocent and the hearings that followed basically resulted in something called the Comic Code of Authority, which meant that essentially all violence had to be toned down in comics and all queerness had to be completely removed.
Which sucks, especially in the superhero genre.
Superman! Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
I mean, think about the time where, one, you had to have a hidden identity, you were socially marginalized. This is why I personally feel that superheroes have always had a big queer following.
After they killed off Captain Astro, people have been coming into my comic book store looking for a gay superhero, to take his place, but he doesn't exist. That's when it came to me. Why wait for someone else to create him? Why don't we just create him ourselves?
You mean do our own comic?
Why not?
And then you have Batman, and they gave him his girlfriend, LOL, Batwoman.
Normalization.
And of course, that didn't last. Surprise, surprise.
But more on that when we come back. I'll never know Miranda. I just don't really like. Have you worked with her? Anyway, we're back. Welcome back to Drawn This Way, where we're discussing queer characters in animation, comic books, and video games.
There it is, Australia. I'll be damned. Look at this country. You are gay.
That's right. So far, it hasn't really been easy for queers to see characters like themselves because all of these rules and regulations were coming out right around the same time that comics and animation was really beginning.
So things had to be really, really subtle or really, really exaggerated for comedy purposes.
He's in the next room. Wonderful, wonderful. I'll just snag him with his tea strainer.
Right, or people were kind of playing with stereotypes and suggestions of immorality.
Boys and girls in separate rooms, no exceptions.
Then I guess I'm with you, Daphne.
I said no exceptions.
But I'm a girl.
Velma in Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, she's kind of your classic, like, nerdy, you know, Queen West sort of hipster grandma lesbian.
That's exactly right. And
Yeah.
Peppermint Patty.
Yeah.
That girl you absolutely knew in your grade 3 class who, when you met her 20 years later, she got introduced you to her wife.
Right.
Everybody get fit. Stop thinking about it. This is it. Lucy, Lina, Schroeder, Sally, everybody work.
This was all, of course, put into place to protect the children from the da-da-da-da gay agenda. Finally. Oh, God.
Let's see what in there.
Oh, my God. Well, first of all, we have helped more than we've hurt, I think,
Yes.
for sure.
Look at all these share farewell tours
Oh
that we
my
have
God.
going on right there.
And I was just in Florida where all of the old men dress like lesbians, so they can thank us for that. A lot of pastel prints.
That's good. I'll be wearing brown and armor if someone didn't say, girl, we can make that better. Vegan restaurants.
Okay, you know, that is
We
just
made
a
Judy
stereotype.
Garland happen. Golden Girls happen.
Thank you for being a friend.
You know, for L going at the beginning, there seems to be a lot of G in this gay agenda.
Okay.
Oh, look at all of this right here, too.
Pretty quickly.
Pretty much at the forefront of everything.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, where would the world be without the gays? Much more
Poorly dressed.
poorly dressed, absolutely. Sexually stifled.
You have no one to go to brunch with.
A lot less rimming, I would imagine.
We need to take that back.
Yeah.
That needs to be in the agenda. We're taking back rimming, straight people. That's our thing. But we digress.
In the comic world, we saw the beginning of a new underground gay comic series, appropriately titled Gay Comics, which of course was made for and by queer artists. Also, what was kind of cool was around that time, there were more supporting gay characters starting to kind of pop up in the mainstream.
Yeah, like in DC, Marvel was slower to include queers, with Jim Shooter declaring, "There'll be no gays in the Marvel Universe." Despite the fact that X-Men titles are totally seen as a metaphor for the civil rights and queer rights movements.
Have you tried not being a mutant?
Luckily, art does imitate life because in the 1980s, as the focus of the queer experience was kind of coming to the forefront, we also then started to see our stories presented in the mainstream.
Sure, of course, that you're familiar with certain mental disorders that arise from gender confusion.
I love kids. Oh, me too. I didn't know I loved them so much until I became a woman.
But art for young audiences still conform to proper gender norms. But if you ask me,
Ready to lip sync for your life.
that looks pretty gay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Next up, animation goes digital.
Dare to be different and be proud of yourself.
Remember when My Little Pony just used to be a gay thing instead of like a creepy thing?
I mean, I think probably, I am surprised that your parents didn't know that you were gay. If you were very
I used to have these, the actual ones that look like horses, not aborted deer fetuses. This is what this looks like to me.
Okay.
What does the future hold? Run, everybody! Run!
I used to wonder what friendship could be until you all shared its magic with me.
But yeah, no, I used to get made fun of it, but now bronies have their whole community. Like, again, that's yet another thing that you've appropriated from gay culture.
That's right.
I'm Rainbow Dash. Sit me down and watch me flip.
Sit me down and watch me flip.
It's pretty literal.
It's nice that you provided the voiceover for the doll as well.
Want to see my awesome flip? Ready, set, go!
Go.
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, just keep flipping that hair around. The point is now we are gonna talk about my favorite time, the 90s. What a time to be alive. I mean, really, you had The Simpsons.
Hey, listen up. I want all of you to say hello to the Simpsons.
You had Animaniacs, you had Sailor Moon, and you just had all of these different comics kind of emerging on the small screen for the first time.
Yeah, we had Batman, we had X-Men, we had Superman.
You name one woman character, just any
From the 90s,
woman.
there was that Lady Gargoyle.
Come, let me show you what mankind is really like.
Okay, that's nice that you remembered that.
But she had a heart of stone.
And you think they will share this world with us?
Cara, what's the gayest video game character?
Oh, Andy, I didn't play video games as a kid. I was too occupied with my toy vacuum and my Easy Bake Oven.
That makes sense. I played a lot of video games because, you know, I had the privilege to do so.
Or, you know, didn't have a ton of what?
I always wondered if the Mario Brothers were gay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I guess it's not really a person. It's more of like an inanimate object or scenery. But like, remember that rainbow level in Mario Kart?
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little bit suspect.
Oh, God. Well, I think Pac-Man was the gayest.
Why?
He's always running away.
Oh, I was gonna say he's always eating all those little balls.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of balls.
Yeah. Also, probably, what's that Mortal Kombat character, Shiva? You know, where her
Oh,
control,
yeah.
like when it was like the up-down control.
Yeah, Shiva, just the up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
She's definitely gay.
Yeah.
Shiva wins.
Oh, remember when the Olsen twins had a video game and then they were wearing those trench coats?
No. The Olsen twins had a video game?
Yeah, when they had a detective series. Did you not have a childhood?
No. I was born on a different planet.
Oh.
We're licensed to drive. Let's rock and roll.
So I don't feel that's like indirectly queer.
I guess I just always wanted the Olsen twins to be cool.
That video game was designed for little girls or gay men. That's exactly what that game was.
The 90s were also home to some groundbreaking moments in TV and film as well.
I'm so proud that I can share this with my family. So many children can't go home, and some kids, you know, can't go home because their family won't accept them. And hopefully by me coming out and being who I am, I could shed some light on what the lifestyle is like, which is just like anybody else.
I mean, why can't I just say the truth? I mean, be who I am. I'm 35 years old. I'm so afraid to tell people. I mean, Susan, I'm gay.
Why was it necessary for you to come out, tell the public? Why was it necessary for the character to do so?
Because it's okay. Because it is okay.
Some queerness was making it through an animation, but the censors weren't quite ready. So things were limited to a tongue-in-cheek moment, or even some Japanese import characters rewritten as straight or cis for a North American audience.
Right, case in point, Neptune and Uranus. Of course, we remember that. It's like, I kissed my sister and I liked it.
The comic book code of authority still ruled, but more and more mainstream publishers were crossing the line.
So in 1995, independent publishers like Class Comics started putting out adult-themed comics. And really it was basically just a big fuck you to the code and to all of these rules. So these comics had a lot of they had a lot of erotic imagery, I support queer representation, and a lot of very sexually explicit Content. Wow, that is a supersized issue.
This just proves that the medium has an audience for everybody.
Absolutely.
And, which sucks that, queerness wasn't included in these mainstream comic books, and you really had to go to independent publishers to find all facets of the queer experience.
That's right. And when we come back, breaking the mold and entering into the mainstream.
That's right. All right. So I will trade you this disintegrating Millie comic.
How is that a good trade?
Which I believe is, she's a lady that has it all.
Do you know how much I could make off of this in the village?
Oh, when did we first start to see a change? Cara, when was the first time you saw an out and proud comic book character?
Well, I was there when you were putting on this costume.
I mean, in a comic book. What was the first time you saw an out and proud gay character?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of them, right? We have like Willow, we have Question, we have like everybody now from Wicked and Divine. We've got all like Lumberjanes.
North Star was the first one in 2002 in Marvel's universe to have a gay wedding. I wonder if Jim Scooter was invited.
Marvel's off, yeah.
We also have Iceman, we have Midnighter, we have Hulkling, we have Wiccan. Who else?
Oh, and we have the Green Lantern.
I hope it's the Ryle Reynolds version.
While mainstream comics have seen their inclusion as milestones, for example, for better or for worse, other people still seem to see it as simply political. But now, luckily, we're kind of entering into this space where queer characters are actually having real storylines and three-dimensional characters.
Publishers like Darren G. Davis have published works like Lost Raven, a story about a gay man living with AIDS in the 1990s, and his company Tidal Wave is publishing a whole new series of books about queers and their allies.
From superheroes to just plain heroes, and adult audiences to audiences of all ages.
Oh. And what became a Batwoman introduced to make Batman less gay? Let me tell you.
Video games have come so far in their inclusion of gay themes and characters across genres.
It's only natural that in a medium where a player controls a character, the character should reflect the player.
Right, and although it's not perfect, we are seeing more diverse depictions across the board. Anywhere from campy.
Tonight was going to be a very special night for me and you, Toya. Our promised kiss.
To butch.
You can't know how jazzed I was when you showed up.
Happy to be of service. I think you'll see that showing up is only one of my many talents.
To just plain annoying.
But, Tony, I'm the DJ.
No, you're not a fucking DJ. You're a dick.
A dick? But, Tony, I got you a bunch of celebs.
I'm Gay Tony. The Gay Tony. I'm the celebrity here.
And guess what? These games bring in big bucks.
I trust you, Gil. And I want you.
Oh, good.
It took me over 40 hours to unlock that.
Adult cartoons are also starting to include a wide variety of queer characters as well.
Todd, can I ask you something?
Of course.
What's your deal? I feel like you like me, but you don't like me, but you like me, and I don't know what that is. Are you gay?
Whoa, why would you even...
You can tell me if you're gay, it's fine. This isn't the 1600s.
In 2017, the Disney Channel actually released a statement regarding a gay storyline on one of their shows, Ann Mac. Disney remains committed to continuing to create characters that are accessible and relatable to all children. Heartwarming.
Hear that, million moms?
That's right. When we come back, we're gonna talk about queer cartoons for kids that we've all been waiting for.
This is pretty much how my parents thought I'd turn out.
No, I'm okay. Did they hurt you? Who cares? I do.
I wish we had shows like this when I was a kid. Stories that promote pride, strength, and just show queer characters as human beings, not as sexual predators who are after children. And welcome back. Saturday morning cartoons have never been more inclusive.
This is it. Time to make history. Hey, Clyde. Hi, Mr. McBride. Hi, Mr. McBride.
Hi, Lincoln.
That's right. Art is finally kind of catching up to life, and now we have all these queer characters that are being represented. And it's not just good for the kids who, growing up now, might happen to be queer, but it's also good for future allies.
Since we can't tuck you in tonight. Remember, Clyde, no nuts, no gluten, no sugar, and be careful with orange juice. You know how you get with pulp. He's growing up so fast.
In just the past few years, we've actually started to see a lot of shows like Loudmouth, Adventure Time, Danger and Eggs, which was actually co-created by an openly trans person.
Your family looks like art.
That's all Raina. She's our creative designery juice bug. So talented.
And these stories encourage LGBT youth that not only to accept themselves, but most importantly, that they're not alone.
Right, and despite the critics, queers in cartoons, comics, and video games are becoming part of the mainstream. And soon this won't really be groundbreaking, it'll just be the norm.
From 9000 BCE to today, we have been drawn this way.
He's sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers, just quietly. He is very happy.
This way.
Body language.
And this way. Because we're here, we've always been here. And we're gonna keep being drawn because...
I'm super! Thanks for asking. All things considered, I couldn't be better, I must say.
Thanks for watching Drawn This Way.
And cut.
Oh my god.
Wouldn't it be funny if Batman did come out after all that? Like, Robin's the straight one.
That seems highly unlikely.
Batwoman's like, yeah, well, I knew we had nothing to talk about.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying to you before, I just think if you do suspect that your son is gay and all of the gay conversion camps in the South are full, you could just show them the Batman version where Danny DeVito played Penguin, and no one will ever want to have sex again.
Oh, yeah. But you have to cut out all the Catwoman scenes.
Yeah.
Every single Catwoman scene. Because that movie turned me into a lesbian as a
Yeah,
little boy
just
watching
tight,
Catwoman.
tight little suit.
I think I actually asked for a whip for Christmas.
That is
not to be
startling.
Indiana Jones, but to be Catwoman.
Okay.
And I think my grandparents bought me one.
They were probably just as confused as you were.
Oh. No, when I came out, they just said, we know.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, I haven't come out yet, so. It's not true. I came out of the womb wearing football shoulder pads.
Yeah, I just like stepped out like a Fosse. Well, that's all, folks.